Mitch or Deity, and I've been streaming over the last little bit, making progress on the new accounts, trying to make the guides. And one of the things that everyone keeps trying to push me to do is to make tier lists. Okay, they want a PvE tier list and a PvP tier list. In my opinion, the PvE tier list is pretty much pointless because the game gives you all the characters you need to clear all PvE for free. But I'll go in, talk about each different character along the side. It'll be quick. I'll just give a small little my take on it. Just know all content creators' takes will be different. Everyone who plays the game that has been playing for a long time will have a different opinion than me, most likely. But if you trust my judgment so far of going through the guides and everything, give you what I can, but just know I'm sure this will get a lot of hate every time I do a tier list. People love certain characters, and it just ends up like that. So going in, we have our tiers. PvE gods, the very good. These are characters that have multiple use cases. You can bring them in a couple different forms of PvE. The general good means one or maybe two areas that they could potentially be used in. The could be decent tier. These are the characters I don't suggest, but if you wanted to try them out because you love PvE and that's all you care about and you have a character you like, go ahead. And most of the characters that are going to go in this please don't bother tier. So right away, Afternoon Soak Flan is going into very good. She can be used in almost everything. Dual attacking, she'd be used for speed farming. Very, very good character. Also, I do have chat on the side. I'm going to be looking at it. This is basically a stream VOD, so don't expect some edited quick video. This is like an extra video I'm doing for try to appease the people in stream. So because not all of them are here. This way they have something to watch later for content while waiting for me to get episode 4 of the guide up. So now Abigail, I'm going to put her in please don't bother. She is good for PvP, but for PvE, I would not try to build her and force her in anywhere. Abyssal Euphine, I think she's just a generally good character. You can use her to solo Banshee. Actually, she can solo the hardest level Banshee. It's super slow, don't suggest it, but she can also be used in multiple Labyrinth stages. Just a solid overall character. Ainz, he's a collab character from what's Overlord. He can be used for early Abyss stages. He has like guaranteed, 50,000 damage. That falls off really badly as you progress your account. So if you want to try to use him, go ahead. Albedo, I don't see a spot for Albedo. She has a defense break. She is a tank. She could potentially be in general good if you want to use her in an expedition front tank team. I'll put her there. I guess she adds mitigation. Not the worst. Alencia could be decent. What do you guys think on Alencia? She does have a defense break. She gives defense buff. Overall, she has a lot of skills that could be used in other areas. It's just you generally don't use her because you have other characters, which is going to be the theme of this video. It could be good there, but I, again, don't really see the point of a PvE tier list, but just skip to the end if you are curious, unless you want to hear me talk about a specific character. You can see the order at which they're coming up from this list here. But otherwise, most of them are just going to be, why are you using this? The buff clear could be nice. Yeah, she does have a strip as well. She has everything needed for PvE. She could definitely be usable. Ambitious Tywin, again, he could be okay. He has a decreased defense on his skill 3 and a provoke, but that provoke doesn't really help at all. It's basically just the AoE decreased defense. And he is a cleanser, and he's a tank, so he can mitigate. Not bad. Ahmed can be used in one of the Nightmare Labyrinth teams. So, and she definitely has a couple of places where she could be okay because she also gives crit damage buff from her artifact. Apoc Ravi is going to go in general good as well. She'd be used for Labyrinth. You can use her in, I guess, an expedition team. Otherwise, she could be good for general story clearing as well. I guess I should bring general story clearing because we are going to have chapter 6 soon. So any of these characters could be good for that as well. Why is this the worst list on YouTube, and why do I agree? Because this is the worst list on YouTube. I just went ahead and put that so that when people comment this is the worst list on YouTube, I gave you the pre-warning that it was. I did my best. So Silver or Araminta, top right side, Nightmare Labyrinth. Only place I could consider maybe using her. General good, well, a lot of the 5 stars are going to go in general good, but 3 stars and 4 stars, pretty much all are going to be in please don't bother. So Archie Mercedes is going to be and could be decent. Do you guys say Fire Amantha? She had a change in her kit that I don't know. Why are you even naming half these units, Mello? Just put the goats on the list? I'm going to put the goats on the list. People wanted the video of me talking about the characters they pulled. Okay, the thing is, people that pull characters want to hear you talk about their characters. They don't care about the PvE gods are all getting them for free anyway. So, it isn't that good still. Araminta's still not up there. I use Carrot for it anyway. Arbiter Villager, I'd say he's very good. He's good for farming, can clear through story. He's going to go up an extra tier because he is the goat farmer. He's going to be better in the Tieria. And I mean, you could use him in the grass expedition as well. He is good for that. He's not a bad character overall for general PvE, but he speed farms through a lot of things, and that is giving him some extra viability. Architect Leica, definitely please don't bother. Arya is going to be in the very good tier as well. She can help you set up one-shot teams and can be used for Labyrinth. Arunca, definitely do not bother. Astromancer Elena, no. Balance Zahn could be decent in Grass Expedition and General Labyrinth. He does give a bunch of good debuffs. Took a $50 bride to break accounts, by the way. Okay, Baiken, she's going to go in general good because the only place you would use her is to one-shot Banshee, but she definitely deserves some kind of spot for that because she is the lowest gear cost requirement Banshee one-shotter, which is fantastic, but Slar's definitely no-go. Bihu, was there a use case for Bihu? I don't think I know of one. Bellion, people love farming with Bellion for some reason. I'll put her here. She has all AoE attacks. If you build her on enough damage, she could be good for your general farming, which I would always use Terry or RB over, again, for you characters you could get. Or some people use her in Nightmare Labyrinth. I know there's a couple teams. Bellona? Does Bellona deserve very good? She almost can. I mean, Bloodstone, you can use her through all of Abyss. Not all of Abyss, but a lot of Abyss. Do you think she belongs up there? I think she almost deserves it next to Arya. I think she could go there. Her animation, Sir Long Belly, and I know that's, again, there's a reason most of these characters you won't see in-game players utilizing them in PvE. Benny Maru, he has a defense break. I'm going to put him here if you want to use him. Sure, he has a defense break. He can hit kind of hard. Vegeta is a definite no-go. Blood Moon Haste. Reviver, that has a strip and a heal. Probably could use him. And some kind of content. Blooming Litica, I'm not going to put on there. Bomb is general good. I think she's solid in a lot of different use cases. I use her in some of my Abyss clearing. She can be good for fire, or almost all expeditions. She could be usable in them. She has a bunch of RNG within her kit. Boss Arunca, I do not know anything about this character in terms of, I don't see them usable in PvE. Am I delusional? Where would her use case be in PvE? There isn't one, right? Maybe there is. I bet you there is, because none of your other characters could be targeted. So she's just getting smacked up on. Wait, is Boss Arunca potentially PvE? I'm going to put her here just to be safe. She could be decent. We don't know yet. Briarwitch Assyria, I don't know any use case for Briarwitch Assyria. Brieg is one of the PvE gods, though, given to you for free from the hunt challenges. Okay, everybody gets him, whether you're a new player or coming back to the game. Everyone can get him for free. It's very easy to get him, and he just does everything. He is the general tank you will use for almost every single thing in the game, and that's why PvE pointless tier lists are pointless. Characters like Brieg. All right, so now Biblis for Nightmare Queen. That's it. Nightmare Queen, right? That's the only place, or Nightmare Queen Labyrinth, right? Which is so usable in PvE. She has a defense break. Sure, I'll put her there. Go for it. If the character has a defense break, I'll put him in. Could be decent. Yeah, that's the only use case for Biblis, but that's a solid use case. She is a good character. Bystander Hua Young, put her here. I mean, she can do damage in Sigurd Sights, sustain herself, solo some stuff, I'm sure. Cecilia, she has overall decent debuffs. Used for Grass Expedition. She can be used for a couple expeditions, technically, and she could be used for Labyrinth. I think Cecilia's fine. It's like below, and it's a character I would never think about bothering to use because it's a waste of resources. But she has good debuffs. She could be used for Golem too, yeah. So Celine, I do like Celine. I'm going to put her in general good. I don't know if I should put her this high, but for new players, you're going to be building her for PvP anyway. And she's not a free character, but she is on some selectors for different events. And she's really nice for going through story. Okay, she is the easiest substitute for Free Spiriteria for Story 3 and 4 that you'll never have to worry about switching anything. Really only good for bosses. I mean, she's good for story clearing. That's the best experience I had going through Epic 7 was during the Dash Fest event where I switched Thierry out for her and I used Brieg, Tamarin, Spectre Zebra, and Celine. It made it so easy to go through. Okay, next up, Cerise. I like Cerise. She has a lot of use cases. I used her through multiple Abyss floors, and I also used her for my expedition teams. The dual attack and her skill one is nice. Sirmia, I think, almost deserves very good. You can use her in Abyss. You can use her in Hall of Trials. You can use her in Golem, Katie's, your expedition teams. Sirmia is really high value, and again, another free character. She's definitely not PvE god, but I think she deserves this. I don't want to put her here, but I think Sirmia is great. And the thing is, a lot of people don't bother using Surmia because of the fact that you have other damage dealers that you build for PvP. Surmia you would not build for PvP. But if you're a PvE only player, Surmia would be great for you. Okay, next up, Charles. You can use him. I used him for Banshee to give my team attack buff for a long time. So for a Banshee one-shot team, he's not the one-shotting, but he's setting your team up. Charlotte, Abyss, not Abyss, sorry. Well, you can use her in one of the floors of Abyss that I'm thinking of, but official, this is not the official. We went from being the official tier list on YouTube to the worst list on YouTube. We got downgraded. Chloe, you can use her in Wyvern if you want. I wouldn't build her for anything other than that. Blue Shu. Shu is a character that I think is fantastic for PvE. Right side Nightmare Raid boss. You can also use her for Fire Expedition. And then just general story clearing. She was pretty successful within that too. I think Shu is a solid character. Closer Charles, I'll put him down. He can be whatever. Command model Leica, does she have any use case? I don't think so. Could you cut this part, tier list, and upload YouTube? It is. It is going to be a separate video. See, you guys, the craziest thing, anyone who watches this video and says, why do people want this? People want this video. It blows my mind because I would not generally do this. I am going to make one for PvP as well. Commander Pavel, I'm going to put him in... Oh, does he deserve general good? He just speeds up everything. He speeds up your... Well, he speeds up your farming and your spirit altars. Does he speed up anything past that? Your tier lists are missing something. Could you sometimes also or give some team examples? I mean, I kind of do. Say where they're usable in. Most PvE team examples that you would ever give out are going to be Brig, Tamarin, and then whatever damage dealer is good in whatever content. That's 90% of all PvE teams is Brig, Tamarin, switch out your damage dealers, and you're good to go. Very few exceptions. Usually it's the Nightmare Labyrinth bosses that are the exceptions. That's it. Okay, so next up, we're going to have Conquer Lilius. Conquer Lilius can be generally good. She gives Vigor buffs. She gives dual attacking. Overall, I think she just could be decent. She might go in general good. I think Commander Pavel goes into could be decent because of what's the one place for him. It's just those two very simple places you can farm with him. You use Arbiter Villager. Once Arby hits twice, Commander Pavel goes and you clear a stage in 2 seconds. So I feel like Pavel needs really good gear to be useful for PvP. For PvE, he barely even needs gear. He just needs to follow up Arbiter Villager to guarantee you clear in that, like, what is it, 9 seconds per stage. He can be nice. Dark Corvus, don't use for PvE. He's a PvP character. Death Dealer Ray is the same. Desert Troll Basaller is the same. Designer Lilibet, if you want to try her, she has defense pen. She has really good damage. DDR, the PvE goat. Sure. Destina is a reviver and a cleanser. I think she actually has general good use. You can use her for Abyss. You can use her in your other team. The reason she isn't going to be up any higher is because Tamarin exists. Same with Deanne. She's going to go next to Destina. They're both solid supports for PvE, but there's not much point to use them. So Dizzy is a very good character for Abyss. Most of you, if any of your new players, Guilty Gear collab character, but she is a star player to clear certain Abyss stages easily. Dragon Bride Senya, I don't know any PvE use case for her. Maybe you can make her work. Dragon King Sharoon, again, she has no PvE use, right? Dragon King, would you ever use her? What bosses stun you? Is there a single boss? Dragon King Sharoon has good debuffs, but bosses don't have a class, so you can't land the decreased defense on it anyway. So Dragon King Sharoon, I would assume, has none. ML Surmia and ML Shu. ML Shu has no PvE use case. ML Surmia does. Ida, I'm going to say no PvE use case. Edward Elric can be okay. I used him as a couple of my Labyrinth team. Renak Enabler, I mean, that's PvP, though. You would not use Sharoon for any PvE. Elena... What all bosses AoE? Elena... What all you... I know one Nightmare team could use it. I kind of get why people want to list like that. I can't deny it, but the only stuff I bother with, for example, is reading every single story in PvE content. Yeah. Which is fair. You play the game however you want. I completely respect PvE players now. The idea of being able to play Epic 7 for even just a 2-month period of playing through all the PvE and having fun, I get that. I used to not. I used to think if you got an Epic 7, why would you bother if it's not going to be a long-term commitment? Now that I'm older and starting to understand more people's opinions on things, I get it. If you want to just kill 2 months of time while you're bored and like maybe in between games, Epic 7 is a PvE only game, can be a fantastic choice. And the story is good. Just reading the story alone takes you 2 weeks. All right, so Eligos, I know where I would use Eligos in PvE, right? Dragon King Sharoon should be in general good for unbuffable and stun cleanse, CR pushing, and Celestine usage. A few Abyss bosses. I could see Dragon King and could be decent for the Abyss. Maybe there's some Abyss bosses, but she can't defense break. Her S3 isn't going to... and she isn't stopping unbuffable, is she? Oh, she just got buffed, actually. So maybe she could be useful. Hi, what's better, Deanne or Elena? Depends on the boss. So if there's a boss that's going to be AoE attacking you consistently, Elena will be better. Otherwise, Deanne potentially would be the better. If your boss is a single target attacker, it will not be Elena. Elena will have no use case whatsoever there. Elfelt, you can use her in Rift. I used her in Rift, and I think you can set up a potential Golem one-shot team with it. She allows defense break. Elvira for PV, no use case that I know of. Maybe I'm missing something. Amelia basically can go in the same general support area. Imperial Ilanav, I think, has no use case in PV. Why would you ever use her for PV? Next up are Valen. Valen boys. Valen. You can one-shot Banshee. He just needs crackhead gear to do so. I'm going to put him in please don't bother. He can technically do it, but you shouldn't. All right, Ludwig, we're not using Fairy Tale 10A. Fairy Tale 10A is going to could be decent because of the fact that there is a certain Hall of Trials content where she is very usable. Okay, I need to remember Hall of Trials. Hall of Trials, occasionally the character we think has no use case will come in and have a use case. Faithless Lytica, though, no. Fallen Cecilia, potential use case now? Is there any fixed damage bosses? Or does she not affect fixed damage in boss? I don't know. She's a tank. You could use her if you want. I don't think it's great, but adds survivability. Obviously, you will always use Brieg over her, but it is what it is if you want to. Sorry, DD, not trying to. Not about the tier list. What should I farm for Rift? I got Fene, and I'm finally soloing the team. If you're a new player, I don't advise doing Rift for the first 2 months of your account. Farm Hunt instead. But if you are going to not listen to my advice, Pog, you can take Speed Set, Counter Set, Penetration Set, and Immunity Set. Those are my first 4 sets that I would say to farm from Rift. And if you have a specific character that needs a specific set, you switch over one of those and farm that. But I would always keep Speed Set in your Rift, and then that gives you 2 4-piece sets, 2 2-piece sets, which is nice. I don't know. That's my current. Wisebro Grazing Counter Set. Having counter set's nice. Okay, there are a lot of characters that can be very useful on counter set. But if you don't have any characters that use counter set, you wouldn't farm counter. That's why I still, again, I don't suggest farming Rift early, especially before you know what you're doing. Fene actually I think deserves PvE God. You can use her in like everything. Do you guys agree? I think Fene is the PvE damage dealer God now. Lone Crescent Blown is up there too. Well, on Sigurd Scythe. I think Fene deserves it. Fenris, what can he be used? Bottom right side, Nightmare Boss. That's it. The Drew Leaf Council or whatever. Fenris, I think, can be used there. Other than that, I don't know a place. Festive Ida, I don't know of any spot I would use her. Flan, again, don't waste your time. Frida, potentially useful. Fumir, there's no way you're using Fumir in PvE. Sorry to tell you. Is Fene free? No, she is not. That's the one character that isn't free, would be Fene. Guard Captain Crowd, do not use for PvP. Harsetti, I'm sure you can make her work. She has a dual hit, decreased defense. Everything about her kit's good. Haste, okay, so here's one dumb thing. What do you think about Haste? I think Haste could be used basically everywhere, just no one does. I don't think you should build him, but if you did, you would get a lot of use out of him. He could be used in multiple expeditions. He could be used in Nightmare Labyrinth. He could be used in like everything. He has a good debuffs, and when Rift Cycle comes back, he is a necessity for that Rift. Ashel Fairtag, I don't like putting him here, but he deserves it. He's got the good skill kit for that. Hellion Lua, don't think you should bother. Holiday Fiend, again, don't bother. Hua Young, doesn't provide enough, but she could be used. Let's be realistic. She can do the damage if you really wanted to. Ilanav, though, she does give crit damage buffs, so setting up your Azamanic one-shot team, Ilanav can give you crit damage buff to help you reach that, but with current stats and everything on gear, it's a very min-max thing. It's like utilizing attack neck style thing, and you don't need that much damage. Oh, Watcher Shuri buff. How did that go? We got a 20% more penetration. He is able to one-shot and set up one-shots way easier now, which makes it to where the crit damage buff from Ilanav basically has no value. I don't see why you'd ever do this. I'm going to put her down and don't bother. Mortal Wukong. Wukong's pretty solid. You can use him in almost all content. He does great damage. He gets stronger and stronger as the fight goes on, and he is the guaranteed best character for a certain Rift cycle. So Wukong, I'm putting him in general good as well. He's one of the better, just simple damage dealers. He almost goes up here. Delusional? Lifesteal Wukong? Farms well? This is PvE tier list. This is PvE. We're doing PvP probably tomorrow. Value dropped a lot, kind of Delulu. Okay, we'll keep him here. I like him. I think he's cool. I just don't suggest using him over, again, the free characters. All right, so Saria, she doesn't deserve this. People are going to roast me on this. Saria does not deserve PvE God. She doesn't. Brig is literally just a Saria, but better, because when you're on auto, a Saria just becomes a useless thing in the universe. She deserves very good multiple use cases because she is, you need to manual her to get the best value out of her. That's where it goes wrong. When she resets a skill, it's a random skill. So when you're trying to farm or do anything with her and you're not manualing, what is she doing for you? I never use her. Brig, with Brig's release, there's no point to ever use Asaria except in a couple Abyss floors and maybe Nightmare Labyrinth Queen. But do you even need her there to reset Tamarin? You have to manual it. So she is not getting PvE God. I don't care. I don't care. The official Discord can be mad at me. They have good takes on 90% of the stuff. I agree with them on most things. They hate me still, but I will say it's a good spot to go in and get into the game. They're gonna roast me for that, I'm sure. That's cool. I'm not saying Asaria is up there. I'll take the hit. All right, Janua. I'm not gonna tell you to use Janua for PvE. I'm sure if you wanted to, he could be good for Golem. We'll put him there. But otherwise, no thank you. Jacko? Wait, Jacko's good. Wait, why'd I put her down there? So Jacko, the only place you're going to use her is Fire Rift. I don't know another place where you'd bother. Maybe Golem. Same with Janua, but Jacko I'd say probably better than Janua overall. Okay, next up, we're going to put Judge Kisei down in the bin. Kane deserves to be in the bin unless Fire Rift is active. That's the only place you should ever bother. Consider using him. Karik I'm putting down in the bin. Kayron. Wait, we don't have really morale teams for Labyrinth anymore, do we? And Karen could still potentially be usable in some stuff. If Hua Youngzin could be decent, I'll put him there. Ken. Hey? What do you think? Ken can set up multiple one-shot teams. He's the god of AI. What do you think? I think he deserves it. I think Ken goes very good. I think he deserves it. Is that crazy? I think he can go there. All right, Kisei, though. Kisei goes in the bin. Crow, going in the bin. Laya, average. Think she's okay. Dual attack, get some cleanse. Hit for 20k. Not the worst, not the best. Landy. Brothers, where are you using Landy? She just got a buff. You can put her on... she's general good. Or here? Bloodstone? You can use her in most things, right? I just don't know if she deserves there. I thought I was scrolled up higher. She's a good damage dealer. She got her S1 damage buff, I know, and with Bloodstone, she stays alive. You can use her for Abyss. You can use her for... But the thing is, Seaside Bologna is better. I would much rather suggest Seaside Bologna to everybody because putting Landy too high is going to make people try to decide between Landy or Seaside. It's always Seaside right now. Seaside's new buff outshines Landy's buff by far from what I've seen. So, but SSB is blue and Landy's green. You can only pick one, though, from the selector coming up. Are you including Hall of Trials uses? I'm trying to. I know some heroes have the Hall of Trials uses, but those are so few and far between that if that's the only one time you can use that character is in... It's like how I put Kane down here and please don't bother. You're not using Kane anywhere else unless that rift cycles up. It's the same idea with the Hall of Trials character. If I see it and remember it, I'll mention it, but otherwise, no. Last Rider Crow does have one use case, and that is for autoing Nightmare Labyrinth Queen. Other than that, I don't know another PvE use case for him, so he has a spot. It's right next to Biblis, and the one spot you would consider using him. I say SSB is better PvP, but Landy better PvE. I think SSB is just as good as Landy PvE. Yeah, I guess you're right. Having the speed buff in PvE and the Bloodstone healing, because you can put Landy on Bloodstone too, and then you get the same PvE value almost. But the speed buff from Landy is really nice. Hard one. I'm not sure. I feel like they're pretty close to the same, but I do think SSB comes out on top right now. Okay. So next up, Lethe has no PvE use case ever, right? Unless there's like a special event going on. Litica PvE use case, can she still control? She used to be able to basically solo some Abyss stages. I used her through, I think, 2 or 3 Abyss stages, and then I also have made like a meme golem comp with her before. So she still has a pushback on her skill 3, so I think you can have some fun with her. Lilius, I'm going to put in just general good. She's a dual attacker cleanse, has a lot of nice things in her kit. Lilibet is useless. Lionheart Sirmia, the only spot I can think for her to be used is Katie's. Lionheart Sirmia is actually one of the better characters for Katie's because she's constantly proccing and never getting the stack on her. The issue is building her for PvE is not something many people would do, but if you fully built your Lionheart Sirmia for fighting Katie's, she has a use case, but where else is Lionheart Sirmia? She could be used in Hall of Trials. Okay, so like, is there a second use case? Is there a third use case anywhere? What about Queen for Lionheart? So the thing is Queen. If you have Lone Crest and Bologna, you are not using Lionheart Sirmia. But maybe, I guess if maybe you don't have Lone Crest and Bologna, you'd potentially use her. I'll leave her there for now. I don't think it's going to hurt anything. Little Queen Charlotte. I have used her in PvE before, but I don't think it's worth it. I think you're better off using like anything else. Put her right here. Maybe we'll change it. I believe this. This might be another hot take. What do you guys think of that? Have you ever tried it? For a new player, Lone Crest and Bologna on Sigurd Scythe. Number 1 PvE character in my opinion. I have watched so many people go through the game, go through Abyss, and stabilize their account. And she makes it to where you don't even think about Abyss up to like Abyss 102 or whatever when you need to Poison Furious. You just literally sit there, click auto, and you beat it all. It's not even close. Okay, that is why I'm wanting to put her so high. I use her for Nightmare Labyrinth Queen. I use her in a lot of PvE content. Never tried, but I like Bologna. I think she is the number 1 ML5, which I want to put 1 ML5 in PvE gods, and I think she is the number 1 for that. Does she actually deserve it above some of these other characters? Maybe not, because Afternoon Soak Flame probably deserves it up here too if she does. But let me put 1 ML5 at the top. She's not bad in AI. No, she's good in everything. Lone Crest and Bologna can be used in almost every type of content. She got big boobs though. True. Landy doesn't deserve very good tier. You don't think so? I think she does. I think both her and SSB can have very good tier because Landy in certain Abyss stages is really nice. Whereas SSB in certain Abyss stages is very nice too. Lone Wolf Payra. Does she have any PvE use case? I'm sure you could try. I don't think I'd bother. I'm going to go ahead and keep 1 up here for that. I don't think you should bother trying. I'll put her down at the bottom. Let's not. Lua, no PV. Ludwig. Is there a Banshee one-shot Ludwig? I'll throw him here. Maybe there's something. Lulica has good debuffs. That's another character that is very frustrating in the game. Is Lulica could be in general good. It's just she makes no sense to use. She has barrier. She has AoE decreased defense. I don't remember what the other debuff she has is, but she's overall solid. But why would you ever build her? That's the sad part. Some of these character designs, they're good, but they just make no sense. That's why I wish they would add a type of content into Epic 7 that's similar to Faction Wars and Raid. So Raid has Faction Wars. You have to go in with certain types of characters, mix them together, and only use that class for a big batch of different, I don't know how to describe it, but I think it'd be really good in this game to make it to where you can only use specific characters for a certain type of content to force people into building teams, and that creates a late content to where early players will struggle with it because they have to build a wide roster of characters. And we need something like that in Epic 7 for PvE. Like AI, kind of like AI, but a daily thing. It's not something that comes around once in a while. It's something you can work toward every single day. Challenge Trial Floors, kind of like that. Yes, Epic 7 needs Faction Wars content like Raid. I agree. That's the biggest thing. If I take as a Raid Shadow Legend grinder, the main thing I would take is Faction Wars and bring to D7. Second biggest thing is tournaments. If they added tournaments to D7 to like go farm Golem, and if you win, you get a little bit of rewards, nothing crazy. That just makes the game fun. Don't make it like super pay to win that the people are getting free crazy stuff, but make it like, I don't know, some fun stuff. When part 4 guide after I'm done with this. Okay, next up we have Luna. Luna, I guess, could be decent. What do you guys think of Lulica here, though? Is this delusional? Luna, good damage dealer to be used in a lot of different things as a hard-hitting character. Reviver could be decent for sure. Martial Artist Ken, there's nothing you use Martial Artist Ken in for PV. Meteor Cowrick is just a general good support character with these other supports. Melissa, there's no place I would push to use Melissa. Midnight Galililius, I really like Midnight Galililius. I used to put her higher in the tiers, and a lot of people would cook me over that decision. But she could be used in a lot of the different expeditions. She could be used in Abyss. Midnight Galililius is very, very good for PV because she hits so damn hard. So, and she's also constantly boosting your team. She's hard to kill. I like her a lot, but I'll just put her at the top of general good for now. Milim, Rift Cycle can be decent. Also could be used for Golem. Mort doesn't have a lot of PV use. I don't know of any, actually. Is there any PV use for Mort? Does he? His passive doesn't apply to PvE. Mui is not getting put in here. I don't care. Knockwell is not. Navy Captain Landy, I think she can be in very good. New Moon Luna doesn't deserve anything here. Ocean Breeze Luca, I wouldn't put for PvE. There's a couple times Ocean Breeze Luca could be nice, actually. I'll put her in could be decent. She definitely doesn't deserve bottom. She's a support character. Support characters are hard to not be able to find at least some use case. Luna is wild in Fire Expo. Yeah, Luna's. Do you think Luna very good? Really? Where is she? I lost her. Oh, there she is. I think she does very good. I mean, she hits like a truck. But does she do more than Commander Lorena, the 3-star? I used OBL to beat Zio before the SS thing. Okay, that's fair. Yeah, I mean, she's a general support that has, I mean, defense buffs. She cleanses. She has some decent stuff and can blind. Now, Lorena outclasses in every way. See, that's the thing. That's why it's so hard for me to put Luna up here, because Commander Lorena is better than Luna. Element neutral, which I guess she kind of is too on her skill 3, but not the skill 1. No, because she's blue. Yeah. Lorena, yeah. Okay, that's fair. I'm leaving it how I had it. I think Luna can be used, but when you have a 3-star specialty change that outclasses you, again, Epic 7 gives you all the free characters to be all of PvE. All right, now Pavel, I'm not putting up here. Payro, not putting up there. Pyconto Flame, you're not going to bomb regular enemies. Polytus, I don't think it's any PvE use that I can remember. We don't even mention Opsig's name. What's the point of mentioning Opsig's name? What's she going to do? She's not doing anything. Ram, you can use her if you want. Ran, I use him for right side. Nightmare Labyrinth. Does they have anything else? He's AoE decreased defense. That's kind of good. Probably could use her, right? Put Kyrus in God PvE. Kyrus would have her own tier that's God Abyss. Okay, that's it. The thing is, Carrot will go in general good because she's good in a lot of different Abyss stages. But other than that, there's nothing. I'm a new player following your guidance. It's been taking me a couple days to get through the first story because I'm so invested in the story. Oh, that's fine. I mean, that's good. Those videos, you don't have to go at any kind of certain pace. Wait, why is Robin on here? All right, Ravi could be decent in Golem. Ray, general support, but worse than the others. I'll put him here. Put him at the very bottom. Rem, I do like Rem. I use her for Wyvern one shot, and I have used her in other spots. She's definitely decent. And next up, Remnant Violet. You can use him if you want. He does really good damage. Requiem Rwana is a no-go. Rimuru has some use case, but I can't remember. Renak. PvE. I'm not putting Renak in any kind of PvE. I don't see any value in that whatsoever. Because she can apply her class debuff to the enemy. Riza Hawkeye, I mean, I've used a Wyvern team with her before. She can be used. Rowana, though. Wait, Rowana. I would not put her here. You guys are going to say to put her here. I would not put her here. Where do you use her? Realistically. All it does is slow your teams down. Use her in Katie's and use her in one Nightmare Labyrinth team, right? 2 places in the game and people still like drool over themselves against Rowana. She's general good. If I don't put Rowana here, people are going to pee on themselves. Okay, there's 2 places I would ever consider using her, and that's a Katie's general farming team. If you're not one-shotting, I'd just one-shot Katie's. But for a general player getting in, I think she's just general good, and I know I'm going to get flack for it. Arya I like because she can be used in more different locations, but Rowana, she just slows her teams down. If anything, you just go for more damage. There is 2 places you need to survive, but otherwise, lower Rowana to the bottom. I think she deserves general good because you can use her, but there are people that go through the story. They pull Rowana. This is one thing that cooks me. It's like there's the other content creators. So Tristan really values Rowana, and Tristan will talk about her to a certain tier. And then new players start the game. They hear that, and then they go through story with Rowana. Rowana doesn't provide anything going through the story whatsoever. Your team's just going to get cooked. So that's why it's like, she's not that good. She's okay in the spot she is, but I know Tristan loves Roana. Roana -1 unit for fun. It basically is. You could just put another damage dealer in there. But Tristan loves her, and he would give you a better explanation as to where he thinks she's valuable. So that's one of the things between creators. I see certain value in certain characters, and they'll see certain value. So if you are a Roana lover, take Tristan's advice as to where to use her, and you'll be good. But I can't. All right, so Roy, I'll throw him in, could be decent. He has really good damage. Well, General Reviver could be okay. Sage Ball, no. Schneel only plays the Souling Banshee. I don't know another place he could do anything in. Sea Phantom Politis, General Dual Attacker. I think she can go into this tier. I used her in a bunch of Abyss floors on one of the new accounts. Seaside Bologna, putting next to Landy, and very good. She's just really solid. Tristan Rowana for me is Luna. Yeah, which Commander Lorena is just Luna, but better. Senya has no PvE use case, correct? Says doesn't have any Shaltir. Maybe. Sharoon has no PvE use case because she's a turn resetter. Shuna, no thank you. Sigra, general good. Sigra used for... I mean, you can... As a new player, I want to put her at least somewhat up there because she is pretty solid. Damn, Robin have no phase. Robin can go in S tier. Next up, we have Silverblade Araminta. Stuns, doesn't really have anything. Soul, I know you can one-shot Golem with him. Solitaria, no PV use case that I can remember. Specimen says again, no PV use case. Spectre Tenebria, actually. She's a god of PV, right? Wait, does Lone Crescent Bologna deserve this if Spectene does? I think they both do. I'm a big Lone Crescent Bologna fan after seeing how many people had success utilizing her. Because you can use her in all your expedition teams too. I really like Lone Crescent Bologna for new players who are focused on PvE. It's just she doesn't have the best PvP use case anymore. I think they both do. Spirit Eye Celine, I'm sure you could use some stuff with her new buffs. Strays, brothers, do I have to put Strays in general good is fine. He can one-shot multiple different hunts. Okay, that has some value, but put Robin over Breek. Okay. You guys got it. Now we got our official list going. Successor Teu, I don't see any PV value within him. Summer Break Charlotte does have AoE decreased defense and dual attacking, just nice. Summertime Assyria. Wait, does Brawl count as PvE? Oh no, if Brawl counts as PvE, boys, we got to put her up here. I didn't think about Brawl. People watching this tier list post Robin release confused. I'm going to put her down where she belongs. Sylvan Sage Vivian. I'm going to put her in general good just because how many weeks of Hall of Trials she is very useful. Teu I'm putting down and don't bother. Tamarin is one of the gods of PvE. She's going up here. Tenebria, a couple of different spots you could use her in terms of she just has some of the best debuffs in the game. Top Maluka is a no-go. Tori has general use case for any kind of Labyrinth or expedition style of team. So she probably goes in this tier, right? Would you say general good for Tori? She's got a bop and... Well, but does she get the damage mitigation against non-boss characters? I didn't think about that. How's Tori in PvE? There's too many units. Oh, I'm telling you guys, there's a lot. It'll go fast at the bottom. I'm just going to drag everything. We're still in the 5 stars. Once we get to 4 stars and 3 stars, it's quick. The beginning, the longest part of the video is going to be this batch. It's an hour-long video every time I do it. Twisted Eidolon, Kayron for PvE? No? Right? I don't think so. Takes too long. Tywin, can use them if you want. Urban Shadow Shoe doesn't get the extra bonus damage from her injury on anyone else. Vildred can farm fast, but you have better farmers. I'm going to keep them low. Violet doesn't have PvE, right? I'll put him there. I can't remember. Vivian can go into general good. There's more spots that you can use her. Young Senya for PvE is solid. She gives good survivability, does decent damage, gives a dual attack. I think she definitely deserves general good. Euphines, after Euphines change, I don't even know if we should put her anywhere. You can't farm Labyrinth with her anymore. What's Euphine good for? Vivian is very good. I don't know if Vivian deserves very good. She's solid, and I know my couple spots I use her, but does she deserve the same tier as these guys? I don't think so. Haste deserves very good, tremendous debuffer. Hey, putting Haste into even this tier took me... I thought it was a hot take, okay? I'm not going any higher than this. Haste is a very hated character. Most people will not use him. I don't want to... So here's the scary part about this, guys. is the more characters I put in this tier list, I affect a lot of new players. Okay. And if I put certain characters too high and people go in and try to utilize them and they don't know how to build them, I don't want people going and doing dumb things. And I think putting some of these characters too high is going to potentially cook people. I'm trying my best to avoid that. So haste can be good, but there's a reason no in-game player uses haste. Like no streamer that you go watch that creates content, no one's using haste for anything. Unless they just like him. Okay, that's just maybe he's just a character you really like. That's one thing. The only place we used haste of anybody that I'm friends with in the content creator group scene is going to be in Rift. Stop spoofing my haste pools. I just don't want people going and doing something and then I get blamed for it, which is going to happen anyway. Yulha, not going to put her for PvE. She's not the worst, but Yuna, Yuna, she's free. Albedo, I put Albedo up a little bit higher just because of decreased defense break. I keep saying decreased defense. I'm playing raid. Raid is decreased defense. Zahak. There's anything for Zahak? I don't think there is. He does good damage. He definitely doesn't deserve don't bother. I don't think I would bother. Zio, not for PvE. Giselle, she can hit super hard. Karina. Technically, Nightmare Labyrinth, Zahak, Julie, Cleave, true. Oh, Light Expo, yeah, true. Zahak, Light Expo is pretty solid. Actually, there's a couple of characters I could bump up just for probably Light Expo. Karina, you can use Karina and Effectiveness. Why is Robin at the top? You haven't seen Robin's kit? Wait, have you guys not seen her kit? Absolutely the PvE go. Okay, Giselle. I know Giselle could be using Labyrinth, but most people aren't going to have her anyway. Does she really need to be on the list? Almost no one's got her. Ning Ning, not for PvE. Winter, not for PvE. Akadi's pretty solid PvE character. I think she goes general good. I don't think she deserves any higher than that. She's just a good support. Use Hall of Trials. Angel Vine Angelica is could be decent because she can be used in Nightmare Labyrinth Queen, one of your first ones. Angelica, just general good if you're a new player. Might as well throw her there. Armin has some mitigation, but don't bother. Southern Cartuja, don't bother. I'm not in these 4-star characters. Just know they are ML4s, mostly designed for PvP. Blaze Dingo has a good survivability, like dynamic in his kit to keep your team alive. He gives himself invincibility, and he can do a lot of damage. So he will go there. Bloodblade Corinne, pretty decent. I don't know if I'm going to put her in that top tier. I'll put her at the top of this for now. Let me just crank through these, and then I'll go back and we'll take any last suggestions. So Cartuja, Celestial, Mercedes, don't bother with these ML4s. Guys, Champion Zerado's fallen off so far. You can't use Champion Zerado for any of the Hell Raid, right? Or Nightmare Labyrinth, right? It just isn't going to work. Or is there one thing that works? OMG, tier list, name and picture. Thanks. I hate it when they do tier list and just picture. That's me, and I used to get yelled at for it. Sid is very good. Sid for PvE, yeah. Sid can go in general good. He's not going very good. For PvP, he would go potentially higher. Clarissa, I mean, she could be used. Coley is a no thank you. Corvus, no. Crescent Moon Rin, no. Crimson Armin, she's a tank. She'd work. Grozit, best Wyvern 13 front tank. Highest win rate character front tank. Grozit, do the math. For new player, with new player gear, free gear, he is the highest win rate. All right, Dingo, don't do. I use Dingo for Fire Rift. Don't do it, but I use Dingo for Fire Rift. See, I have some fun Epic 7 PV sometimes. Who has Dingo built? Exactly. Dominial, wouldn't suggest. Fighter Maya is a no. Freeze Criteria definitely deserves general good. Furious, general good. Well, I mean, Furious is set for Wyvern. You can do one-shot Banshee with Furious with a restrict EE. Does that make him general good? I'll just leave him. General Purgus, you can go down here. Great Chief Koana, decent for Katie's. That's it that I can think of. Guider Aether I'm putting in general good because she's constantly decent in Hall of Trials, as well as she can be used within Abyss Floors, I'm sure, and other things. She does pretty solid damage. He does. Right, my bad. I know, I knew you were going to say that. My bad. Inferno Quazu is a no-go. Inferno Rise and Acades, sure. Regular Acades is generally better in PvE. Corinne, if you want to use her. Quana, don't bother. Quazu, don't bother. Kitty Clarissa definitely can deserve general good. She's fantastic and a 4-star, so you can use her for a lot of Abyss content. And then you have Kazuna AI. No, none of you are ever going to use this character, by the way. If you don't already have her last piece, Kern's a no. Leo is semi-setup for certain things. Lots can be used in Grass Expedition, but those honestly one use case characters. We'll just go down here. Maya is a no-go. Mercedes can do some damage. Moon Bunny, Dominial, does she have any use? Leo only for B13, exactly. That's why I lowered him. Moon Bunny, Dominial can go down. New Kid Aiden, no, thank you. Peacemaker Fierce, definitely not. Purgus, definitely not. Rin, 2 RNG. She's like Soul Weaver, though. Have fun if you want to try her. Definitely better than a lot of these other characters. Roman Poisons? Doesn't Roman have some kind of use case in one of the Abyss Floors? I remember, like, I'm pretty sure I have mine built. Or no, it was PvP. There was a point where he was okay in PvP. Because I remember having both Romans. Roman plus Roman. I think he's poison, right? Roman's Rain is insane in PvE. I think you can use him. I don't want to put him there, though. The Kyrus exists? Yes, Kyrus exists, but a lot of time you want Kyrus plus another poisoner. Double stacking feels good. I just remember using 3-star Archer Elf. Yeah, she's the main poisoner. Rose is a general tank attack buffer. Shuri for PV, no. Cirilla, you could. Shadow Rose I use for one-shotting Banshee, so I know she works. Shooting Star Arcades is useless now, correct? There's no use for Shooting Star Arcades now that the whatever, you can't do the Euphene clearing. So with the newest update, she doesn't have a place. Except maybe PvP. Shuri ain't bad. Oh, Shuri. No, Shuri definitely goes up. Hold up. Back it up. Back it up. Shuri can be very good. My bad. I was thinking it was the other Shuri. Shuri is really good for PV. He can be used for a lot of the challenge floors Abyss and a lot of your Abyss 110 through 120. Shuri is goated for that. I was thinking other Shuri. There's 3 Shuris in the game. The Watcher Shuri is also decent, but Westwind Shuri is not good. So Watcher Shuri is going right here too. He just got a damage boost on his skill 3. Instead of penetrating 80, he penetrates 100 now, which means you can just build him on Torrent set, Destruction Torrent, so his damage increased huge. And it allows you to set up your one-shot teams for whatever. Say you're doing a Shuri Strays one-shot team. It became a lot easier to set that up now. You can have much lower gear quality. Sinful Angelica, I'm still going to give her middle tier. I think she's fantastic. Same idea as Kitty Clarissa, but I think Sinful's even better. Surin is not getting any kind of love within this. Tempest Surin, not either. Troublemaker Crozet, no. Veronica for PvE, no. Victor Rika, I'll give her, could be decent. It's too new. She has enemy max HP, and you can put her on Daydream Joker on top of that, double stacking your enemy max HP damage. Can be very, very hard hitting, but Wander Silk, I won't put there. Prince Sid, no. Westwind Executioner Shuri, this is a bad Shuri. That's who I thought I clicked on. Zerato, no. Aiden, Green Aiden, brother, I'll put her here, sure. Raz. Where's Raz go? Also, give me 1 second. My cat is... I do not know what he's doing. Where do you think Raz? Do you think he deserves general good? Oh, I thought he was going to throw up. That's all the characters. We're getting close. We're almost done. General good? You think Raz just general good? Surin good for current Hall of Trials, is she? The thing is, Hall of Trials is so hard because they're going to continue to change the thing. So a lot of these characters, please don't bother. Maybe there's a week they're going to Hall of Trials, but otherwise, most of the time you shouldn't bother with them. So Crowdo 3 to 4 stars at it. I mean, that's just how it is. And you can look through it. It's gonna be crowded. This is every character in the game. Are you all right? Yeah, my cat looked like he was gonna throw up, so I just hid for a second to go check on him. I'm back though. But Raz, what do you think? With his new buff and everything, just the buff made him better in PvP. But do you think he deserves very good? We'll leave him there for now. I like him just because he's a free option. So I know some dragging down here. We're not using any of these characters. Alexa, if you really want to use her, sure, and Juck Montmorency can be solid, but why would you bother when you get the other character free? Wanda, no. Arrowell, no. Azalea, Basque, Batiste, Bernard, Butcher Corpse, Camilla. Ooh, hot take. We'll revisit that in a second, but Carmen Rose, specially changed Carmen Rose, technically it could be used here, which I guess I'll wait till I get to her actual thing. Carrot, Celeste, Chaos Inquisitor Axe, Chaos Sect Axe. I'm hoping I can sort this at the end. I don't know if it'll let me. Commander Lorena also. I'm just going to throw these 3 stars for here, and then we'll talk about them. This is a no. Doris, sometimes okay, but it's her specialty change, not her actual thing. Enoch, no. Ezra, no. Falconer Clary, sometimes good. Glenn, no. Gloomy Rain, no. Godmother, no. Oh my gosh, how many characters are there? Hatan, Hazel can be good, but I'll switch out for her specialty change. Holy Flame Aiden, not going to bother. I'm sure there's somewhere you could use her if you really want, but these... I'll take out the important 3 stars. Kyrus, I'll move up a little bit, but still Kyrus' only place is, what's it called? I don't know how value that actually is. Lena, see, every time I put Lena on a damn tier list lower, brother, everyone's like, but I used Lena 6 years ago to farm. I used Lena 6 years ago. She was good. She is not anymore. Loka does have some PvE use cases. Regular Arena go down. Magic Scholar Doris means I can drag this Doris down. Mascot Hazel, I can drag this Hazel down. Mulaney, Mercenary Helga can be okay. Mercer's no good. Missy Chain, no. Mont Marine C. You'll have the specialty change. Mui, it's just general. He has a 1 spot he's decent in. Or I tried Nemesis. She's not worth it. Just use Kyrus. Nemesis has enemy max HP and it's not very good. Penelope is a no. Pernia, I'm sure Pernia plus Ragnarvold could be okay. Pillis is no. Riker Moore, Researcher Carrot has some use. Revna, it's okay. Righteous, nope, 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 nope. Savior Aiden can be okay. Shepherd Jenna, I think, has PvP use cases, not PvE. Silvertide Christie, aren't going to use in PvE. Sonya used to have highest morale in the game, one of them. Summer Discipline Alexa, which means I take this Alexa down. This is a no, 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 nope. Nope. Tyria, there's a no. Arrowwell, you're not going to use for PvE. Verdant Aiden, which means I can take regular Aiden down. Wait, oh, yeah, take regular Aiden down here. Vigilante Leader Glenn, Wanda, Young, and Zealot Carmen Rose. Okay, so now we need to move a couple of these characters up. Turner Guard is decent. He is. Oh, Turner Guard is really solid. You're right. Good call. I thought you were meaning Royal Guard. Turner Guard is decent. You're right. TRG. I know. He's just like Shuri. So Turner Guard honestly goes next to Shuri. I'd say they're very, very similar. So these two, paired together, they're even crazier. So Carmen Rose goes down here. These all characters have very little use case. Revna. Oh, I don't think Revna deserves any higher than this. I don't know what else you use her for besides Abyss. And that's a bad thing with Kyrus. You guys are obsessed with Kyrus being good. Since Kyrus is the queen of Abyss, I'll put her in general good tier. That's the only spot I can give her unless I make a tier for her, which we can if that'll make you guys happy. But just know, I don't think she's worth any higher. Mascot Hazel has a couple places she can go up one. Angelic Montmorency people cream over, so let's go ahead and give her just to appease the Momo lovers. Researcher Carrot has 1 use case in PvE. Mui 1 use case. These two, if you really want to, you could use them. Loka has multiple use cases though. No, she doesn't. Loka's just Grass Expo. I thought that Godmother was good because she gave speed. No, don't do it. Isn't Lorena kind of goated for Abyss? Yes, she is. So these 3 characters here, I think they're the best 3 stars in the game, and I think they deserve this, but no higher. Agreed. I think all 3 of them. Raz you can use in literally everything. Camilla you can use in almost everything. Commander Lorena you can use in a lot of stuff. I'm gonna blow my nose real quick. I'll turn face cam back on. Loka is used in Bologna Banshee one shot. Loka is used in that and then Grass Expo. That's the only 2 places you would not use her for any general. How do you get that Angelica? Which Angelica? Regular one? Does C. Lorena have better damage than Fene though? Long term, yes. Over the length of a fight, I think Lorena does surpass. Where is my face cam? I think Lorena does surpass in a long fight. Kitty Clarissa is in middle tier. I have her in general good. But the difference between Fene and Lorena is Fene's water, Lorena's element neutral. So Lorena hits like a truck and she's element neutral, and you can use her Fire Expedition and she gets a CR boost from that. So you use Lorena Fene, Brig Tamarin, Fire Expedition, probably solid team. I'd say Lorena and God just because she's free plus Dark Element. Just because they're free doesn't mean they're going to go higher. It's this list. Like, I'm not, that was what I was going to do at first, but overall, I just tried to take their kits, how much I'd be able to use them. So you're gonna has attack scaling like Malona as enemy HP. Yeah. Lorena is very, very good. And the thing is, like with Fenny's water. So if you're fighting a grass boss, can't use Fenny there. But no matter who you're fighting, you can bring Lorena. But Fenny is still damage gotta be. Well, okay, what do you think? You think Fenny goes down one, Lorena goes up one? Is that what you guys are saying? Hold up. I don't hate it. It could be. What do you think? Fenny go down one, she go up one? I don't mind it. I'll put Fenny at the very top though. Fenny also go gods. You're only getting one damage dealer god because they're basically filling the same role. Okay, I'm not gonna put two gods of the same role in there. One is better than the other. Spectre Cheever is the best poisoner, general poisoner in the game. Okay, she's deserving of this. Lone Crescent Bologna is the best ML5 self-sustainability character in the game. Okay, so that means she's going to overtake Seaside Bologna and other characters because she's going to keep herself alive and be able to fight anything. There's not a stage that's a grass boss that you can't take Seaside Bologna into. So Lone Crescent Bologna is going above there as long as you have Sigurd Scythe. Fenny can clear all hunts with specific heroes, can duo ML Hua Young or Julie, can clear fire. I know. Does she have to go up there too? We'll put them up. I'll put them both there. That makes you guys happy. Fenny's super good. Trust me, I had her in God tier. Fenny 100% PvE God. Okay, I'll put her there. I believe it. Trust me, I use her. I have a good Fenny. I have 3 Fenny actually. Fenny should be God 2 people can choose. Okay. Has a revive. It's true. Fenny does have a safety net. That's where she kind of separates from Lorena. But Lorena has a CR push, which is super nice for, I mean, with Lorena, you can build a 1.8 million fire expedition team in the first 3 days of playing. How about Victorica? I put Victorica down and could be good because I have not tested her. I mean, she probably deserves this just because of you can use her in a lot of Abyss floors. But I don't know if she deserves that. Why is Camilla on top? Camilla is used in literally all of our teams. She is the best dual attacking character in the game because she dual attacks every turn. She's 3 stars, she's free, and she has decreased defense on her skill 1. Okay, all these other dual attacking characters don't have decreased defense on skill 1 unless you put Miss Confile on C. Phanopolitus. So Camilla is insane. And you get her for free, which is amazing. Okay, so is that the list? You guys, is this good enough? You think? Mighty Mouse, I don't even think he's in the game anymore. Can you even get 2-star characters with friendship summons? I haven't tried that. All of our 2-stars might be collector items now. I think this is solid. I think this is a solid list. So those of you guys, I'm sorry this is a super long video. It's almost exactly an hour long, but this is just a stream VOD. You can hear me talking to chat, hear my opinion. Some of them corrected some of my opinions or like expanded upon them. That's why I like doing these live versus just giving my own, because instead, I don't know, we probably have like 200 viewers or something. Yeah, well, combined probably 400. Yeah, there's like 400-ish, 500-ish extra people's opinions on this. It's not just mine. So that's why I always try to do these live, so that way if you ever see me doing one of these tier lists live, you can come in and roast me during it and give your opinion, because I'm going to be doing a PvP tier list next. The PvP one is the important one. PvE, again, you can beat anything with PvE and be fine. But thank you guys for watching. If you're new to the channel, if you're willing to subscribe, that'd be cool. Otherwise, I will try to have an Imgur link to this. I think that's how I did it last time, but I will try to have a link to where you can just click the picture, go through this, and see what you think. Okay, so thanks for watching. I will see you all in the next video. Peace out.